Hi, and welcome to a new episode on the Fwhip server. Last episode, I left off with saying that I had to do some paperwork in Kevin, which is our shopping district. The important thing is that we do not have an official list of which shops are in the shopping district and what they're selling. So I have taken the task upon me of doing that. I've created a Google form for all the members to fill in. If you haven't, please do. And with that form, I can create a list. Now, there's one thing we're missing. We're kind of missing a headquarters for the KSA, the Kevin Shops Association. I want to go about building that headquarters a bit different from what I usually do. I want to take you guys through all the steps that I take to build a building in Minecraft. So step one is very simple. It's basically laying out your build. None of this is final, and what you want to do is just create some shapes on the floor, and if you're going to change them later on, that's even better. For step two, you're basically going to create a rough outline of what you're doing. If I'm sure what I'm going to be using as like a material, I'll be using that. So for instance, the stripped spruce logs is something that I'm going to be incorporating in the final build. So those are going to stay, but for the base of the main, how would you say that's the main portion of the build, I'm gonna use some stone, so I used some scaffolding instead. So step two, again, make a frame and keep it rough. I wouldn't go too detailed in your, like, that's a reason why I didn't build the tower, is because it's way too detailed or way too complex a shape to get a rough frame in. But on to step 3. So the next step is to take your base blocks. For me that was stone and stripped birch wood. And then I started working on an idea for a gradient right here. But as you can see, it's still very basic. It's just so you can find that shape that you like. So you'll get in some roofs as well. And this is where you actually start getting a feel of the size and what it'll look like from a distance, right? How big it'll be, and so on and so on. For the next step, we're gonna be focusing on roofs. So we'll do all the roofs. In this case, there'll be 5 total roofs. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a small one right here at the back. So 5 roofs, and you kind of want to tackle those roofs first, in that you want to create an outline and then fill it in. Okay, so part 1 of step 4 is done. We created an outline for all of the roofs that we have, just like we did for the walls in step 2. And now the only thing that we have to do is grab our blocks that we're going to use for the roof and fill it in. So now that we have all the roofs in and stuff, the next step in my process is adding more depth to the build. Because we already have a bit of depth with the roofs and the overhangs and stuff. But most of the depth will come from windows, from texturing, from balconies and stuff that you're gonna add. So that's the next step. And now your canvas is done. What you can do now is add some life to it by adding in like cards, maybe some flowers, add in some flower boxes on the windows, or you can get started on the inside, because of course this is entirely empty right now. But what I want to do is take a break from this, because I've been building for way too long, and just take care of some other business on the server. Okay, let's go to the end for now, because I do have some map art to make. For the simple reason that I want the forms and the lists that we have at the KSA building, I want them to be easily accessible. So we'll be doing some QR codes that we can dot around the server. The QR code is finished. It's taken me a bit of time, but I've finished 2 of these, and I've also played around with some graffiti as well. For the people who don't know how you get the thing, is if you put glass above the void, you don't get a background on the map. So that's really easy. But yeah, so we have some graffiti. I think I might do more in the future, but I'm not sure. And then we have the QR code that directs us to the list of shops that we have in Kevin. During the time that we spent building the town hall or the hall for the KSA, and during the time that I needed for the QR code, there was an event planned on the server, and it's a Halloween event because it's October, it's a spoopy month, which means that I, of course, am planning to enter with something, but I'll probably mostly stream the progress on that one, because I don't know, it's a one-time build that I'll probably just never visit again. But once it's finished, I'll show it off in a video. Now with the QR codes done, right? So this is for the new shop admissions, and then we have the other one for the list. I also finished up the interior of most of this building, so I also did the top floors. I did not do illuminated signs everywhere, so it's all just black, for the simple reason that I don't want to lag out spawn too much. But yeah, that means that this building is open. It's open for well, admissions, and people can come and visit. And now I just have to take care of the surroundings a bit, maybe make it look a bit nicer to finish it up. Well, if you liked the video, please hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed and you missed the entire stream about the Halloween event, here are some little clips of a player running through it. And if you don't want to miss stuff like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.